Hello everyone and welcome to another OrCAD X how-to video. My name is Adam, and in this video we will be taking a first look at two brand new features coming in our OrCAD X 25.1 release. Now the first of those features is the ability to create text with TrueType fonts in OrCAD X PCB and the OrCAD X integrated environment. So let's take a look at how that works in this here example. So as you've probably already seen a couple times before, inside of OrCAD X you can always add text using the add text command. However, now you'll notice that we have a options panel here on the right side, or of course it can be a floating options panel too if you want. And you can select a font. So from this drop down, let's say I like to use Tahoma, for example. And you can also set the height of your text. So let's say 50 mil. And then, if you want it to be bold or italicized, click your cursor where you want to type and type away. Well, actually, let's just make sure that this is on the right layer. I want this to be on silkscreen top. There we go. And let's say that, this will be our test text. And that's it. Pretty simple. Let's just double check what that is. Properties, all objects. There we go. Now I am playing with a beta build here because this is being shown just before. Yes, there's a hole there, that's why. Turn that back on and turn our silk screen back on. So I am showing this in a test build, so some of what you might see might not be perfect. But yeah, so you see that once you add the text, you can also change the font from the drop down here in the properties panel. For example, we can change the height to 100 mils, and let's make this bold. And since this is an object on your canvas, you can select it, you can use the move command to move it, you can type in exactly at what location you want this to be at in your design. It behaves just like any other text object on a layout, except now you have access to these really cool fonts inside of OrCAD X PCB and the integrated OrCAD X layout environment. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our second new feature, which is the copy and paste layout. All right, so the copy and paste layout feature inside of both OrCAD X PCB editor and the OrCAD X integrated layout environment kind of works like a paste extra special, in that you get to copy a lot of information from one design and either paste it in the same design and then have a lot more control onto which layers and how exactly it gets pasted, or you can paste it into a brand new, completely different design as well. So in order to get started, first thing you need to do is actually select a couple traces. So I will select these 4 traces right here. Now the reason I'm selecting these traces specifically is you'll notice that I have them on the layer 3 signal and layer 5 signal, so 2 different layers. And also, they are in what I would call kind of a multi-layer setup where, on this board, we chose layers 3 and 5. Maybe on a different board, someone might want to route these on a different layer for whatever reason. But let's go ahead and copy these, and we'll do so with the edit copy layout command. You'll notice here also that the copy layout and paste layout have hotkeys assigned to them, and you can change those if you go into edit preferences and just reassign the hotkeys to whatever makes sense for you. So again, edit copy layout. In the top right corner, we'll get this little note that reminds us to pick a copy layout origin. Now in this case, what I want to do is actually use this first pin here as the origin. So click on that. And once it's done, the layout is essentially inside of our buffer, and we can either choose to paste it inside of the same design, or what I'll show you is I will save this project and open up a different one. Now this is the same board, just without any layout on it. And what we'll do is we will turn on the bottom assembly. Now let's turn that off. Let's go to our components, bottom, there we go. Turn this off, perfect. And let's go ahead and paste this layout, and we want to paste it, again, we snapped to this first pin here, but maybe we want to paste it on a different layer. So let's look at how that would look. So edit, paste layout. We get this nice set of options here where we can choose where to paste that information. So our layer 3 signal, copper, for example, we can now put on layer 8, and what was on layer 5, we can put that on the top layer. Again, just as an example. We can then click next, and if we had any components or nets in our design that we were pasting as well, we would get a nice set of options here, but that's maybe a little too much detail than just for this video, where you basically get to choose your original reference and the new reference that you want to paste as. And then you can also map power and ground nets as well. And then just click paste. Now again, I was snapping on this first pin here of this component, so we'll go ahead and click right there. And now if we go ahead and turn on our layers, that pasted information should exist on, there it is, the top layer and what looks like the layer 8. So you can see how this becomes a very powerful tool for copying and pasting a lot of information, especially when working with multi-layer boards, onto either the same design or a brand new design, even if the stackups aren't the same. So here we could then start routing from, this pin here, drop a via down, and we're pretty much good to go, even though these routes are no longer on the same layer that they were in the original board they came from. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. Hopefully you liked what you saw. And if you have any questions or comments about, the copy paste layout feature, or even the TrueType fonts support in OrCAD X, please let us know below in the comments section. If there's anything else that you'd like to see in a future video, you can let us know as well. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.